Hello and welcome to the DC3 News Network. I'm your host, Aidan Powers.
And your co-host, Brian Lowe. Today we will be covering the U.S. versus Nixon court case, excitement for the Adventure Park field trip, the Hershey Park field trip, and a few other things you will want to find out about.
These topics are super interesting, so stay tuned. But first, a commercial for a specific candidate that will make you feel his burn. Do you want a candidate that can be trustworthy, unlike Hillary? Or maybe politically correct, unlike Trump? Well, then you have another choice. He is a flaming candidate with amazing ideals. You want it? He has it. And his name is Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders thinks colleges should be free. This is a great idea because some citizens can't afford college. He is experienced, graduating from University of Chicago with a bachelor's degree in political science. He's also a senator. Bernie has also been mayor of Burlington, Vermont. He wants you to feel the burn. I'm not biased or anything, but what an amazing commercial for an amazing candidate.
Back to the news. We will soon experience an interview with Aidan Schofield.
Hello, David.
Hi, Darius.
Hello, you. We are interviewing our lovely assistant, David. So, David, I have a few questions for you. First off, who has been the biggest influence in your life and why?
My family and friends, because they help me get through stuff.
Help him get through stuff. Good answer. Next, what was your favorite memory from this 8th grade school year?
Hershey Park, because I got to be with my friends, and it was fun.
It was fun. And how should people remember you this year?
That I was a good person and I was helpful.
It was
Yeah.
helpful. And finally, for the 7th graders, can you give any advice for them?
Ignore people that hate you, and ignore their negative comments. Don't let them bring you down.
Ignore their negative comments. Well, that's all we have for today. So, say goodbye to everybody.
Bye. Have fun.
Wave.
Bye, David.
Now to the next breaking news.
What an interesting interview from an interesting student. Brian, any comments?
I couldn't agree more, but now let's talk about a Supreme Court case. Those are always interesting.
Agreed.
United States versus Nixon was a notorious case regarding the Watergate scandal. The scandal occurred in the 1970s following a break-in at the Democratic headquarters at the Watergate office complex. When Nixon's administration tried to conceal the break-in, the news broke out. When the conspiracy was uncovered and the U.S. Congress investigated the incident, Nixon's administration fell into crisis. The court case was argued on July 8, 1974, and was decided on July 24, 1974. Nixon defended himself by stating he was immune from the subpoena, claiming executive privilege, which is the right to withhold information from other government branches. The case resulted in a unanimous 8-0 ruling against President Nixon.
You were right, Brian. It was interesting.
Wait, what? What did I miss?
Oh, nothing. But now we learn about a field trip.
The Smartsville 8th grade will be going on an amazing field trip to Adventure Park. This will be the last thing that we do for a middle school career. This trip will be taking place in Maryland, and the entire 8th grade is excited to go on this field trip. For the field trip, the 8th grade will be at Adventure Park for the whole day, so if you are in 8th grade, you will need to pack your lunch, and you can also take some money so you can buy food. Also, the 8th grade can go around Adventure Park with the groups that they chose to be with.
What inspiring information, don't you say?
Definitely. Now on to another field trip, this time to Hershey Park.
On Friday, May 27th, the Smarts Mill Orchestra, band, guitar, and chorus performed and competed at Hershey Park. Arriving at 5:30 a.m., they boarded our buses and prepared for their greatest performance for multiple judges. Orchestra scored an excellent band scored an excellent. Guitar and chorus both scored a superior, the highest rating. Smartsmill congratulates and is proud of each and every class that attended. After performances, groups could leave and head for Hershey to experience the time of their lives. The kids would start at a lunch area and then could head wherever they desired with their chaperone's consent. Many popular rides were rode such as Great Bear, Fahrenheit, Sky Rush, and Lightning Racer. Approximately 11 hours were given for the kids to roam and have fun. Hershey Park will definitely be remembered within all of their minds.
That, too, was inspiring information. Yet some of us have already experienced this trip.
Yeah, I had the time of my life.
Now to Darius, with the U.S. events.
Flint is very important since the poverty rate for the residents is at 41.6%. Located in Michigan, about 65 miles from Detroit, Flint is in a water crisis. This crisis has been announced since March of 2012, but we're in 2016. Governor Snyder has been in Genesee Country since January of 2016. In the end of March, plaintiffs help people affected by the crisis. In the most recent news, Natasha Henderson filed a federal lawsuit against the city of Flint and the mayor, Karen Weaver. She claims that in February, Weaver told former employee Maxine Murray to get donors to campaign fund called Caring About Flint instead of buying safe water, which is a good idea. And by I mean the Safe Water Fund, is for people who are affected by the water crisis. Back to the next story.
I hope the situation improves for those citizens of the country we call home.
Me too, but I have a question.
What is it?
When do we have our lunch break again?
That question is a great transition into our next segment, lunch. At our school, there's a wonderful activity that's This activity is called lunch. You know, like the food? Yeah. In lunch, we get to sit with our friends and talk. You know, like talk. Some students still know what that is. Silly. This is also the time we eat. You know, like... Lunch for 7th graders starts at 11:50 a.m. and it's 12:35 for 6th graders and 1:20 for 8th graders.
Whoa.
Each lunch is 30 minutes, and lunches in blocks 5, 6, and A and 5, 6B. During lunch, some students can go to the library, to read books, or go to a class in which they have incomplete work to finish the work. Also, some kids have received lunch detention for bad behavior and must attend a certain supervised classroom during lunch. To leave this on a good note, lunch is an amazing place to socialize. Still recording me?
Yes.
Well, that answers all my questions.
You mean to say all your questions ever were about lunch?
Sure.
Anyway, now Dylan is going to educate us on a world event.
Go.
Thanks for watching the DC3 News Network.
I'm Brian, and this is the host, Aidan.
We are proud to present the news to such a loving audience of about 26 people. We are glad that you probably enjoyed, and we wish you a good day. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Fuck it up.
Because water crisis.
I get it. That's not funny.
So let's do the
Kinda
next
funny.
transition.
Next transition, you say, huh?
Transition.
Next transition? Huh, Brian?
Transition.
Brian, look. What are you looking at, Brian? Oh, crap, he's gonna kill me.
Hello, and welcome to DC.
United States versus Nixon was a notorious case regarding the Watergate scandal.
Just stop. There's a bot. There's multiple. All right, 3, 2. I said 3, 2, 1, go, but not to me. Go.
Oh.
Dylan. Okay. An accident. It was legitimately an accident. I did not mean to drop it. You guys are trash.
Okay. Daniel.
No.